Welcome back to the R.D.C. show.
Richard?
Derek?
Chris? Tonight we're going to discuss the other candidates, the ones that you don't get to hear about on the mainstream media all the time.
The Green Party.
The Justice Party.
Constitution Party and the Libertarian Party.
Libertarians, yes.
I would strongly urge...
Wait, let's give their names. The Green Party there looks like Jill
Stein. Jill Stein.
Yeah.
The Justice Party is Rocky Anderson. The Constitution Party is Virgil Good. And Libertarian Party is Gary Johnson.
And we did watch the third party debates. Christopher brought it to our
I
attention.
strongly recommend that you watch that. And
It's connected to our YouTube account now. It should be.
I would urge everybody that thinks that you want to vote Democrat in this next election to not vote for the top two parties. That we need
Democrat
at
or
least a
Republican.
third party of some kind. We've discussed this before, and I don't think that it's throwing away my vote. I think throwing away my vote is voting for
One of
a
the
Republican
two.
or a Democrat.
Yeah.
So in my
That's how I
opinion,
feel.
I think for Republicans, you really have three choices. You have Mitt Romney, which you know what that's going to get. It's the same old stuff that we've been dealing with. They always say that they're going to be the conservative party. They're going to come in and balance the budget, and they're going to do all this stuff, when in fact they don't. All they end up doing is taxing the middle
Costing
class
us more
more and
money.
giving away tax breaks to the people who don't need it.
Trickle down
You don't
economics
fucking need it.
never has
Trickle
worked.
down my
Never
back
will.
economics
Work.
isn't working. It didn't work for
Never.
it was in place for 10 years and
Just
didn't
think
work.
about it, people. If you're at the top of that pyramid, you got a bag of money. How much you really gonna let fall?
Yeah.
Maybe a couple pennies. Ding, ding, ding.
You have Mitt Romney. You have two real candidates, in my opinion. In the Constitution Party, you have Virgil Good.
Yep. He's
I
not bad.
think a lot of
I like him
people-
better.
yep.
He's a little.
In the Libertarian Party, you have Gary Johnson, who was a Republican governor, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Governor in,
Personally,
New
I'm gonna be
Mexico.
Mexico.
split between Gary Johnson and Rocky Anderson.
I like the
Who gets-
Rocky Anderson.
Who gets
as
my
well.
vote? But it'll be one of them that I vote
Yeah.
for. On
I gotta tell you,
sure.
I never really
And if
thought
they're not
the
on the ballot,
Libertarians
I'm gonna have to write
were
their
something
name
that I
in.
was a part
Yeah.
of, but I really, really liked what he had to say, Gary Johnson,
Yeah.
the Libertarian Party.
Yeah.
I've never in my life
there-
ever thought that I was a Libertarian, but the things, if he stays true to his tenets and things that he says in that debate, that I back that kind of candidate.
Yes.
That's the kind of person.
people look up in High Times magazine. Yes, I know High Times, but there was an article probably 6 or 7 months ago that he did in there, and they said this is the man that should be president. And the article was really well done, and I had a lot of admiration for him ever since I read that, and then seeing him on those debates. But I also like Rocky Anderson. He came across strong.
If you're gonna be,
And
if
I
you're
never
leaning
would've thought that I
Democrat,
would've been a
you
Justice
got a couple of choices
Party
there.
guy.
I'd say, your senator's probably close to, I don't know, Obama. It just doesn't seem any different than the politicians that have been in there. It's another person who's really lived most of his life, and
Fat Spot is back to join us.
yes, he always has to come in and put his 2 cents in. But Barack Obama didn't live a life of poverty or anything like that. He had to go learn what it was about. And
Actually,
so
if you
he's
look
not-
at his early childhood, he did live a life of poverty. They lived in a 3-bedroom house with his grandparents and his mom, and they shared a bedroom. And if you ever see the
In
pictures
Hawaii.
of it, it doesn't matter. There's poor people in Hawaii. You ever watch Dog the Bounty Hunter?
There's poor people everywhere,
Yeah.
man.
He lived a lot more worse than Romney did.
Yeah,
But- He still wasn't as bad as they try to make it out to be, but he still was more poorer. I mean, the only reason
Okay, you don't go to the universities and stuff that he went to as a choice if you're not wealthy.
not to be
You don't choose to go to Harvard Law School.
not to be
okay?
not to be cruel, but it was called what was that thing we used to have?
They don't
to
pay
do?
for it all.
Mandates.
Yeah.
Where we had to
They
let
don't
so
pay
many
for it all,
colored
though.
kids in.
They don't
so
pay for
many,
it all.
Underclass individuals in. What was that they got rid of? Where it said so many black people had to work at a company and so many black people had to go.
Affirmative action?
Yeah. They pretty much, that's what it was back in the day. They got him into those schools and good grades. But he was a lot more poorer than he is. But he's spoiled by the wealth of Washington.
Oh yeah.
Now.
Well, anyway, I think if you're leaning Democrat, you got your two real choices. Really, are the Green Party or the Justice Party.
But the
Become
reason,
familiar with those parties. Learn about what they're saying. Learn about their message, and see if it doesn't fit better than what the Democrat line is. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I really do believe. I am not voting Democrat or Republican. I swear in the presidential race, and I haven't for a while, and I won't, because I don't really see a true choice in my opinion. I know so many people, we're so polarized in America that we see it's like this blindingly obvious two choices, but it really isn't, because the vast majority of their policies are the same. They both want to grow the government. They both want to blow up the debt. They both want to cut taxes. They both want to do bailouts. It's just they choose who wins and who wins over here. I mean, first of all, really, you got to watch the third party debate on YouTube. Watch it in full length, and I don't know. I was really shocked. I was relieved to a great deal to see that there was people out there that thought the way that I did, that I wasn't crazy. Mm-hmm. Because the stuff that I see jammed down my throat every day, whether it's on the radio, yes, it's the same message.
They say it's different, but they're the same people.
Richard, you were right, man. I sat there and I listened to that, and you were right, and it really is. And I think Derek said something to it too. The Democrats and Republicans are really playing off each other.
Yeah.
It's a buddy system.
Yeah.
They're keeping everybody else suppressed and keeping them two above everybody else, and that way they can play off each other. Yeah. They can say, "You do this, and we'll do that. We'll still secretly get our policy through."
How many of you people out there that watch this even knew any of their names before we told them to you tonight? How much have you heard of them? Probably haven't heard of them at all. And there's a reason that two parties keep it that way, because no matter who's number one, the other one will always be number two, and the other people don't ever get even heard of. Yeah. And those two parties keep it that way and keep you blinded. And
there's states right now that are doing legislation right now that allow it so that only the top two vote getters get in. Well, you might end up with two Republicans in that case, basically, just running under another. If you had a Constitution Party candidate and a Republican candidate running against each other, we already have it here in Lansing, Michigan, where you have a supposed progressive Democrat running against what do you want to call it, a moderate Republican, and they're almost the same exact person.
Right.
There's so very little difference in the title, but that's the biggest difference I've ever seen.
There's a reason why those guys, these other parties, aren't allowed to debate the Republicans and Democrats on national TV. There's a reason for that, because they would be, both of them, Obama and Romney, would look like, the pond scum that they are to these guys and what they say and how they say they would change the country.
Yeah, they would.
Romney and Obama are the same, pretty much. There's a few differences, but, it's a shame that these other parties don't get noticed enough. I know a lot of people are familiar with the Libertarian Party because what's-his-name ran for him for like 10 years.
Pat Buchanan?
Buchanan, and then who was the guy that ran for the other party there? Man, he was in there. Ralph Nader.
Yeah, that was the Green Party.
Ralph Nader was for the Green Party for like 10 years.
Yeah.
They were around there forever. And Ralph Nader I always thought was a good guy. He had some good things to say. He just never got no back publicity. It's funny when you watch those parties and the things they say to get rid of, the wasted drug war money, the wasted military, the things that they would fix are the things that every common man wants fixed and taken care of, but they don't ever get any publicity or even known because...
What's that movie about Ralph Nader, The Unreasonable Man?
Yeah.
Or The Most Unreasonable Man? Or something like that. Yeah, you gotta watch that.
I've seen that. Nice.
He was actually... told that he could not participate in a presidential debate when he was a candidate that was on the ballot in that state, and they would not allow him to participate in the debate. This is America. What in the hell is going on?
They don't want these people's opinions getting out because there's more people that think along the lines they ought to do than who do what Romney and Obama said. Look at what every single one of these guys said in that debate was at the beginning. Look at how those two argued and fought over who was going to spend more on the military and who was really hurting Medicare and Medicaid. And these guys talked about the real issues that are affecting the country, and they said, both of them didn't even talk about half the real issues. They talked about these two subjects, and that's what they keep you blinded by. Every one of these guys said that at the beginning, and they were all right. Those are the two things they always talk about and always keep you scared of. He's going to take away your Medicare. Mm-hmm. He's going to destroy the military, and we're going to be crushed.
Yes, this election has been very, very much about Not why you should vote for me,
Man,
but why you shouldn't vote for that guy. Yeah.
That is messed up.
I mean,
Romney keeps telling you he's got plans, but you don't ever hear him. At least when you watch these guys, they had detailed plans and telling you exactly what they were going to do, how they were going to do it, and how it was going to be taken care of.
Okay, what the fuck you doing? You didn't like that plan either? I don't either.
You didn't like Mitt Romney, their spot?
I thought it was a good point that Barack Obama made in the one debate, President Obama, if whatever.
Damn,
sorry, folks. We got a
like
little rush
President
here.
Obama or what?
Spot don't like that. You don't like that blue pen.
You want to fight about it, motherfucker? I'll knock you the fuck out. Boom.
Yeah, put down.
But Brian, goddamn it, this fucking cat has fucked this episode up like something fierce, man.
All right, back to the topic at hand.
Okay. All right, now the cat's gone. All right. Barack Obama made a point in the second. Did that do it? He's just licking it off. You don't even care.
Fucking
That motherfucker.
So what did Barack Obama make at the last debate?
Okay.
Sorry about that little interruption.
Okay, back in now. Barack Obama had made a statement about. He said in the last debate that Mitt Romney would not accept such a shoddy proposal as a businessman than what Mitt Romney is proposing for the American people. I thought that was a good point. Why would you accept something that they're like, well, we'll just tell you later? That just sounds just like a local politics again. We're Verge Bonero and we want to sell these golf courses. We want to sell the golf courses, but they want the public to vote on whether we should sell the golf courses or not. But they don't have any fucking idea how much they want.
You know what's in it. I mean,
yeah.
Politicians always want you to pass stuff before you know what's in it.
There should be a time limit on how fast you can pass a bill. Like, if it's introduced, it should have to be around for 48 hours before you can pass it. None of this last-minute fucking bullshit where you... Well, at least 48 hours, so they have an opportunity to read the shit before they vote on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They would have a bill that come through in the middle of the night. Next morning they vote on it. Nobody even knows what the hell it is.
But then in that case though, just like the healthcare bill, they say it's like 2,000 pages. You gonna read that shit in 2 days?
Yes, every fucking thing has to be read
in 2 days
before you vote on it. Yep, should be that way.
Yeah,
well, look
they should.
Look at how hypocritical both of them are. Both of them have commercials out where they dislike all the money that comes into Washington. Yet they together have raised over $1 billion.
Because it's not going to
them. They have spent $1 billion in just commercials, TV commercials. $1 billion.
Yeah. But yet
how many people could have had a good paying job with that $1 billion?
Jeez.
You want to talk about how to build the fucking economy and blah blah blah? Fucking do it!
If you gave that $1 billion to any one of these third party candidates, the country would be better off.
If you gave $1 billion to the four of them together, we'd at least know what their names were. You know, before 2 weeks to the election.
Right. Exactly. That's a disgrace. The American voting needs to change, and it needs to change for the better, not the worse. It's just going to be more and more corruption. They keep talking about everything's corrupt, right? You hear the Democrats saying that the Republicans are corrupting the vote. You hear the Republicans say the Democrats are doing it, and Democrats say Republicans.
You guys are the
they're both corrupting the vote. You hear about Halliburton is the one who built all these new computerized voting machines that are distributed all over. Or not Halliburton. Bain Capital owns all these voting machines that are spread all over Ohio. So right there you have possibility for cheating and fraud. Then you have them saying that the Democrats are letting people sign up and vote that day in certain states, and sign up as a registered voter and vote the same minute they do it. So anybody could go in and say they're so and so and do it. Now, as supposedly there's been tests or studies that find that 1 out of every 50,000 there's a cheater, because people say what's the sense of one person cheating or two people cheating. Personally, I say you want to talk about cheating. It's cheating by not letting these people be heard.
Exactly.
That's cheating.
The other people, yeah.
You only hear 2 sides of a story when there's 6 sides that should be said.
Yeah.
That's not right. It's uncalled for, and that's voter fraud and voter cheating more than anything else that's going on.
I would think that we should consider these parties right here. The Green Party, Jill Stein, I'll say him again. The Justice Party.
Which I'll give you my opinions why I read them. I thought Jill Stein was okay.
Yeah, she's alright.
the Justice Party in Rocky Anderson.
I liked Rocky a lot. I give Rocky thumbs up.
Yeah, I like
Constitution Party is Virgil Good.
Virgil was okay, but
Yeah.
he was what a real Republican should sound like.
And the Libertarian Party, Gary Johnson.
And Gary Johnson, I like a lot. Like I said, my choice is between Rocky and Gary
Rocky
Johnson.
and Gary.
Those are the two I'm battling over after watching that
That's what I
debate.
I like them.
I don't remember where I was going with that.
You were just telling people who they were one more time.
Yeah, I had.
So
some
basically,
point
neither one of the main people will get my vote. It'll be one of those.
It'd be someone like that.
Well, it'll be one of those two. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I think that these parties right here, at least the Green Party, Justice Party, Constitution Party, and the Libertarian Party, should find a place on the stage during national debates.
Yeah.
In every debate, if there more time needs to be allotted for everybody to respond, then they should,
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at that debate right there. There's no reason Barack Obama and Mitt Romney could have been standing up there with those guys and gotten the equal amount of time as they did to speak, and that's it. Instead of, Romney every time trying to go back
they
and
might
say
actually
this
have to
and say
discuss
that
policy
and
and
change things.
list facts. They don't want to do
Yeah.
that. They want to play this
Yeah,
game.
exactly.
Or they
Yeah.
play off each other and blah, blah, blah. Neither
That's
one of
all
them
it
ever
is,
answers the
dude.
fucking question they were posed. They just,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit, it's getting fucking annoying.
You
But
got
one
more
thing-
choices than the Republicans and Democrats.
Yes,
We need to
there's more.
fuck you, Republicans and Democrats. You're not getting my vote anymore.
No.
Maybe
Yeah.
locally you will on certain things.
And on the whole
A lot-
voting thing, I'll be glad when it's over because I'm getting tired of these
Oh, God,
commercials,
yes.
the ads.
I really hope that I'm
all the
allowed to
stuff.
vote wherever
Big
I
spots
want.
about to come back up in the pictures. The water didn't keep them away.
Denying.
I hope I get to vote Republican and Democrat and Independent like I like to. And if I have to vote straight one ticket or another, then I'll just be voting on proposals.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That one
And
ticket
my
stuff
decisions
needs to
on the
go away.
proposals this year, on Proposal 1, I'm voting no. On Proposal 2, yes.
You're
Proposal,
voting against what these people tell you.
On Proposal 3, yes. Proposal 4, no.
You picked one that they had.
Proposal 5, yes. And Proposal 6, yes. So the only proposal that I'm voting against is the number 1. Or, no, wait.
You said 1 and 4.
God damn it.
What's your number
Sit down.
1? Read them off again.
Vote no on 1. Yes on 2. Yes on 3. No on 4.
Yes on 5.
Yes on
6.
5. Yes on 6. That's how I'm voting.
Yeah, we went over that last week. I'll have to watch, see what I said. 1 is the emergency manager law.
Yep.
That one's a yes. That is so we can get rid of them, right?
No.
To hold corrupt local bureaucrats accountable for misuse of tax dollars. Michigan's emergency manager law helps. Oh no, Michigan's emergency manager law
we
needs to
want
go.
no.
That law needs to. That's
No
a no.
on 1. Yes on 2. Yes on 3.
yes
I'm
on
voting.
3.
I'm voting no on 4 because it doesn't need to be in there. That's just another layer. They're already getting
So I'll
collective
vote
bargaining.
yes on that too,
Mhm.
and I'll vote because I think that's just as important as 2. Opposed to amend the state constitution to limit.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to correct myself. I am voting no on 5. So it's no, yes, yes, no, no, yes. That's it.
Sounds like a Nintendo code.
Yeah.
Well, that's our thoughts on all of that stuff, people. Hopefully you check out the third-party candidates. They're really worth it. Watch the YouTube thing. You might be surprised. You might actually find someone else to pick for president.
Yeah.
Any last words on that topic, Big D?
I go Detroit. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. We need it. Any last topics, Christopher, on the third-party candidates? Or voting in general, since we talked about
Or any last words?
In Europe, in quite a few places, they did not vote for the top 2 parties over there in their last election cycle that they had over in Europe. Now we're talking about several countries. We're talking about Germany. They were, and some bad things happened. They were voting for extremist groups, if you will, really outside fringy groups because they couldn't stand the 2 mainstream groups anymore. Is there bad things that come along with voting for these outside third-party groups, if you will? Yeah, there can be some bad things, but you know what? We're really...
There's bad things with the two parties that are
We
running.
don't have any choice anymore.
Real
Really,
bad
we
choice.
have to do something, and I would
Yeah,
really strongly
yeah.
suggest that we do not go the fear route and take a brave new step into another direction and vote against both of the main parties. Vote against the Republicans and the Democrats, and I don't care who it is,
Yeah.
whether it's the Constitution, Libertarian, Justice Party, or the Green Party. Just don't
Anyone,
vote for
yeah.
Republicans or Democrats.
Yeah.
Nope, because unless you like the status quo, as Mitt Romney liked to say, because
Yeah,
status
it's
quo,
gonna happen either way.
status quo is if either one of them.
God, I wish you had said that
because they're
earlier.
both the same.
Because I thought it was really, really funny. And this is another topic or something I wanted to bring up since you said status quo. I find it really weird that now it seems as if the political parties are playing each other's hand from last time. Now Mitt Romney is
using change and using status
yeah,
quo.
exactly. He is the politician of change.
He's just
It's
clicking
like-
on to what won last time, what
Yeah.
worked.
Exactly.
Because
and supposedly
see, with Americans,
in
they're
4
stupid.
years,
There's
Barack
there's
Obama
words,
is the
keywords
status
you can
quo.
say to make
He
dummies
was-
do things.
Exactly.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
And that's what you do. You find the words that dummies attach themselves to and say, oh, I want change, and I don't like the status quo.
Yeah.
You tell a dummy, well, hey, I'm going to change that.
Yeah.
But really, dummies, they're not going to
They ain't
change
changing
anything. They're all the reason why we are in the problem we're in, and the problems this country
Everywhere.
face are all because Democrats and Republicans in the offices. And until you people wake up and realize that, they talk all the time, the Republicans especially, though, that if Obama won again, we needed to have a civil war. There would be another civil war. It would come back because we couldn't have Obama in there. Well, maybe we need to have a civil war, but not between Democrats and Republicans, between the people and the politicians.
Yeah. Right.
That needs to be the civil war, because as long as the rich corporations own all the politicians, whether it's a union, a business, empire, whatever, oil monger, the sheiks,
Yeah.
whoever it is that puts money in the politicians that are in their now pocket is the one who controls them.
Mhm.
And like Christopher says many times, Goldman Sachs, all them other places, that Wall Street that they pick, they're the ones who run the country. And as long as we keep those people up there, we're going to have those problems. No matter what color their skin is, or what their name is, or
When we vote,
or
we
if
should
they
get a
stand
carbon
behind a
copy
red
of
or
our
blue
vote.
sticker. I think that until we wake up and realize that, maybe we do need to have our own civil war against them,
Against the politicians, yeah. I feel
not
that.
against each other. So I guess that was the last
Fine.
we had to say about that. It's a peace.
Peace.
So, yeah.